What's up, everybody, and welcome to BioS 3 Raw TV. Tonight it's Friday night, and I'm not going to do an update on the T2G series. This is going to be the update. It's not easy to keep yourself composed right now. So today, while I was training one of my clients, I had an amazing day. I was having a great day. One of the best days I've had in a long time. Feeling great. Everything just was positive. And my phone rang while I was training one of my clients, and it was my mom. And she doesn't call at this time ever for any reason. And I saw it on my watch, the Apple Watch. I was like, I'll call her back when I'm done training. And then 1 minute later, she called right back. So I knew right away. I said, something's wrong. And I knew my dad was going for a test today. And he has been having trouble breathing, swallowing. He's not been able to talk because they thought his vocal cords were paralyzed. As it turns out, the radiation that he had twice. In 2012, he had lung cancer the first time and he beat it. Had 20-something sessions or 30 sessions of radiation or whatever it was. Last year, he had targeted radiation. So he's had quite a bit of this treatment. It caused a burning in this area in his windpipe. And it completely shredded over the last month or two. Like, he just had a test not that long ago, and they thought there was a paralyzed vocal cord. Well, as it turns out, the windpipe is shredded, which is why he chokes when he swallows and drinks and eats. And at the bottom of the windpipe where it inserts, apparently there are these blood vessels that are exposed that if he coughs hard enough once right now, he's going to die. They cannot fix it. They cannot put him under anesthesia. His diaphragm is paralyzed. They gave him a CPAP to use. He chokes with the CPAP, so he can't use the CPAP. He can only sleep sitting up. And my mom said for the last few days he hasn't eaten at all. And they brought him in for the CAT scan to find this thing. And they're worried that the food getting stuck in there is going to cause an infection, which is starting to get irritated enough already. There's like a hole in his windpipe. He hasn't been able to talk for like a month, maybe longer. And they couldn't figure out what it was. They did all these tests. When they finally figured it out, they were sitting there today, and my mom and dad were in the room waiting, and they had the thoracic specialist and the lung specialist come in together and said, there's nothing we can do. Like, there's system shutdown starting to happen. He's in a bad way. And my mom asked, she knew. My mom's a nurse or CNA. She knew. She said, how long does he have? And she expected 6 months, a year. They said 2 weeks max. 2 weeks from today. Maximum. So she called me and my brother right away. So I got the call, and I left the gym right away. I got home. Aaron booked the flights for me. I'm leaving Monday. And, he's on morphine every hour, 5 milligrams of morphine. He's on clonazepam, which is like an antidepressant, anti-anxiety to keep him calm. And, these are his final days. It's it. Everything he's been through, everything he's fought for, this is it. It all comes to this. And, he's going to be able to see this video, hopefully. My mom knows how to play these videos and stuff online. She watches my videos. So I'm hoping that he can see this video. I mean, I'm going to go see him anyways, but it's a little different. So let me do this for my dad. Fuck time to grow. I'll grow afterwards. After this is all done, I'll fucking continue growing. I weighed in today at 215, which was still 4 pounds up already. I'm fine. I'm not worried about this. I mean, this is what life comes to sometimes. So my dad, much like myself, gets things done in a very different way. When I was growing up as a kid, he didn't have a lot of tools, but he would build things without the right tools. And we would watch him, and he would say, don't ever do this with this tool. This is not what it's made for. And he would proceed to do it and build whatever the fuck it was. Or if he had something to do, he had his own way of doing it. That's who he was. Like, he had his own way and his own solutions. I mean, you guys see that in me every goddamn day. I don't do anything like everybody does. I usually do it probably the hard way, but I do it my way. That's who he was. Who else is he? He's the guy that I watched punch out one of our neighbors because that neighbor hit our handicapped neighbor. and the handicapped neighbor couldn't fight back because he was handicapped. My dad cracked this guy in the jaw and knocked him right down to the middle of the yard in front of all the neighbors and picked up the handicapped guy and brought him in his house and fucking tended to him. That's who my dad is. My dad is one who's been married to my mom for 48 years. Both of my parents have always been together. My dad's the one that would work overtime and still come home and throw the ball around with me in the front yard. He's the one that would build stuff for us in the backyard when he came home from work and he was tired. Build the tree forts and stuff. He loved animals. You know, one of the only times my mother ever told us not to bother him was when, and I love that dog too, our German Shepherd Heidi. She had hip dysplasia, she was old. And the last couple of days when she couldn't walk, my dad would bend down with his hurt back that he had surgery on, 2 torn rotator cuffs. He would pick her up and carry her outside to go to the bathroom. Like, he didn't care if he was in pain. He didn't want her to be in pain. And then that afternoon when he had to bring her in to put her down, my mom was like, just leave Dad alone. Like, that was the only time she ever told us, just leave him alone. He loved animals. He was the most outgoing and funny guy. A lot of the stupid, corny jokes and stuff I have came from him. He's like the king of corny jokes. So for the last maybe month or two, when he hasn't been able to talk, like I call home and he pick up the phone and you can't hear him because he can't talk. And now I'm heading out there on Monday. And Monday is fitting because it's wrestling day and that's our thing. You know, I tell Aaron, like, watch when we get there to visit my parents. I said, we'll be there for 5 minutes. And my dad would be like, so you watching wrestling? This is what's going on. He loves wrestling. He got me into wrestling when I was a kid. And he loves my mom. He loves his family. He loves us. And I don't know. You know, I feel super, super numb right now. I feel like this is not real. I feel like tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up and this is going to be the nightmare that I had and this is not real. Like, reality is not sinking in. Like, my mom called me and when I left the gym, I had to call her back because I'm like, what the fuck is going on now? Like, I couldn't, you know, I called Erin and she was asking me questions. Like, I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I don't even know where I'm driving. What the fuck am I doing? And it feels weird to know that, like, you know, he's not going to be there anymore. It's going to be different. And I don't know how to feel. Am I sad? Yeah. Am I hurt? Yeah. Am I scared? Yeah. Am I anxious? I'm all these things right now. And I remember last time I was there, he was wearing the battalion shirt that I gave him. He wears it all the time. Or his John Cena shirt. I love my dad. And I'm very much like my dad. And I'm going to miss him very much. So we'll pick up with all the T2G and all the fucking bodybuilding crap and shit later on. I'll still put up content because I got all kinds of videos and shit fucking on here that are saved up. And you know what? Like, tomorrow I'm shooting a video for A1 supplements. You know, they call this, dude, you know, don't worry about it. We'll cancel. And I was like, no. Like, I know above all else when I am in a position like this right now where I don't know what to do and I'm fucked up, I need to stay busy. I need to concentrate on something. You know, sitting in the house and whining and crying about it is not going to change anything. You know, making these videos help me. Expressing myself like this. You know, like being able to have him see himself on the computer like that or me talk about him on the computer like that. You know, like it makes him smile. It makes my mom smile. You know, they get to watch me on the computer. They think that's a big deal. You know, they didn't know anybody could do it. They think, yeah, my son's on the computer. You know, they tell people at the grocery store, how's your son doing? Oh, he's great. He's on the computer. Like, you know, that's what they say, you know. So I'm going to finish doing what I got to do here and get to bed so I can do that shoot in the morning. And, you know, some of you watching this already have hit up my Instagram and Facebook and stuff. And I live my life totally in the public eye, like 100%. Some people keep this stuff very private, but this is fucking real life, guys. You know, this is real life. You have such a high that I felt great today. I had a great workout, got a sick pump. I mean, you know, everybody was commenting, dude, you look a lot bigger. How you feeling? It was great. You know, business opportunities that I talked with people about today were opening up fucking left and right. I was having such a great day. And I know when you're up on a high, the low is going to come. Like, it's right around the corner. And Aaron mentioned something today that maybe it's not the high getting pushed to the low. Maybe it's that the universe knows the low is coming. And it's like, let's give you something really, really, really fucking extensively high to feel good about, because that's coming. Maybe it's a gift that the universe gives you before that low, so it's not as dramatic. Well, to me, it's more dramatic, but so it balances out better. It gives you more balance in your life. I know I'm starting to ramble now, but these are things that we think about. I think about. Some of you may think about. But that's it for now, guys. Here's a quick update. Today's Saturday. Less than 24 hours after I made that last piece of this video, my dad took a turn for the worse last night. I got a call from my mom saying they're going to move him from the house into hospice, which he fell last night a couple times. He's totally out of it. Like, they couldn't get him off the floor. He's coughing a lot, choking. 10 o'clock a.m. he went into hospice this morning. Saturday, I don't know what day it is. I don't know if it's on the camera. I don't know. About 10:30, the ambulance came to pick him up, somewhere around there. 10:30, 11 o'clock. They get him to hospice about 1 o'clock. My brother drove from work to the hospice. I actually rebooked new flights. I just booked a one-way flight to get there tomorrow instead of going on Monday. And my brother called me and said he's dead. He died at about 1:15, less than 24 hours after he was told that he had 2 weeks roughly to live. He said that my brother was holding his hand and his eyes teared up, and then he passed away. I'm going to regret not getting there in time. I always regret it. I know people are going to tell me, you can't. It was such an unforeseen thing and happened so fast that you can't. But, a couple things that I left out of the other piece of this video that, I remembered later that I wasn't thinking straight last night, really, when I got the news. 2 things about my dad. Number 1, he was military police. He was an MP. I don't know if I mentioned that, but he served his country. He's going to be buried with full veteran honors, folding of the flag, taps, the gun salute, everything. And the second thing, that he, right up until the very end, he was going to die at home, and last night he told my mom, I need to go in hospice and in the hospital because you can't handle this. Right up until the very end, when he got the news that he was going to die, my mom said he just sat in the doctor's office with her and the doctors and he cried. And he looked at her and said, I don't want to leave you behind. I have a little niece named Chloe. And he said he didn't want to leave her behind either. Like, he's been told that you're going to die, and he's not thinking about himself. And he wanted to die at home, and when he realized it was too much work for my mom, he had them move him to the hospital, and that's where he died, which is not where he wanted to die, but it was easier for my mom. Like, until the very end, he was thinking of other people, and he's always been that way. So in the morning, I'll fly out to Rhode Island, not to see my dad for the last time, but to say goodbye, because he's already gone. I'll forever regret not getting there in time. Maybe the lesson is here is don't wait. Don't wait at all, Maybe I should have flown out last night right away, Actually, that's exactly what I should have done. But I listened to what the doctors said, what we knew for a fact, that he had at least a week or 2 left. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So for now, it's time to pack up and get ready to go tomorrow and send Dad on his way. Thank you all for the support, the pouring in of well wishes and stuff that have come my way in the last 24 hours is really overwhelming. We all have gone through something like this. I mean, so I'm not the first one to lose a parent or a father or have something happen so fast that nobody's prepared for it. It's not the first time. It's not the last time. That's it.